Hey, welcome back, everybody. Can we get a motion to go back into open session? So moved. Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Welcome back, everybody. We'll go back through the agenda order. Next, we have ratification of county board of election replacements. We have 4 counties needing replaced members. Can you walk us through this, Karen?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Would you like to take these individually or?
Since there's 4, you want to do them as a group?
Okay, that would be fine. I will say 3 are replacements. 1 is a temporary replacement. The first is Union County. Their Democratic member has passed away, and we received all appropriate paperwork, and the Democrat Executive Committee recommends John Mark Brown to replace their current member who has passed away. In Davis County, the replacement for ratification, the Democratic member resigned. All appropriate paperwork was submitted. And for ratification, SBE recommends Amy Shively to be the replacement at the Davis County Board of Elections Democrat member. Edmonson County is a replacement for a Republican member that has resigned. For ratification, State Board of Elections recommends to the board Stephanie Gibson for the replacement to the Edmonson County Board of Elections. And in Bullitt County, the replacement for ratification is a temporary replacement. Their Republican member is not available the remaining until after the election. So the Republican Party has provided all the appropriate paperwork and recommends Bradford Kirk Hudson to be the temporary replacement on the Bullitt County Board of Elections. And I will turn it back over to you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, do we have a motion to ratify these replacements as provided by the local parties?
So moved.
We have a second.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Ayes have it. All right, thank you. Next, discussion of removal of county board member pursuant to KRS 117-035 2D7, a request by Letcher County Republican Executive Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Letcher County Republican Executive Committee has voted unanimously to remove the current Republican member of the Letcher County Board of Elections. SBE has received all the appropriate paperwork that is associated with the statute and recommends, per their list, Scott Healy for ratification as the Republican member on the Letcher County Board of Elections.
So, members, I know we've had some discussion and some disagreement about the circumstances under which we remove a member as requested by a county party, and with all deference to the member that is proposed being replaced, it's not a matter of ideological dispute or anything like we've discussed in the past. It's a matter of the individual's ability to actually perform the functions. I don't want to get any more into the individual's health than that, but I don't think this is something that we should fall into prior disagreements on in terms of the need to replace this individual. Do we have a motion to accept the request of the Letcher County Republican Executive Committee and replace the prior member? Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you. Next, ratification of additional precinct officers. pursuant to KRS 117-0456 and 31 KR 4-120. 2 for Adair and 1 for Mercer.
Correct. We get close to election time and the counties typically have the need for additional precinct officers for their locations. And if you are okay, I'll just present both
Yeah.
for approval.
Mhm.
Chairman.
Yeah.
Adair County is requesting 2 additional precinct officers for 3 consolidated precincts. We have received all the appropriate paperwork and recommend that the board approve their request. Mercer County has requested 1 additional precinct officer in 1 location. And staff does recommend that the board approve Mercer County's request for 1 additional officer for 1 location this is for the general election. day.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Let's have it. Number 6, ratification of emergency precinct officers pursuant to KRS 117-0455. Adair County again.
Adair County has requested ratification of 6 emergency precinct officers for 6 individual precincts on election day, and they have submitted the appropriate paperwork, and I would recommend that the board approve their request for emergency precinct officers for that day.
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Let's have it. Okay, thank you. So Rachel Pointer is here. We had to table the financial report last meeting, but I think you've got August and September together in the packet today. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay, please proceed.
Yeah, so I apologize for not being here last time. I was a little under the weather. But welcome to the new board members, and I will be here all day on election day. And if you are here and have any questions about the financials, please find me. I'll have plenty of time to talk to you about it.
That's a long day for everybody, especially the candidates.
So I did want to make a note in your August packet, your individual packet that you received way back when the janitorial services payment was omitted. That was because the contract ended mid-August and was being rebid. And so at the time, we did not have that prorated amount. I've corrected that in the September. You see it went from $460 for the previous contract. The prorated amount made it $472.94, and it will be $500 per month until August 2024, when it will be renewed or rebid again. That is bid out by KREF because they are the holders of the lease of this building. So we worked in conjunction with them. Then you will see in August, there is a negative postage amount. That is simply because KREF reimbursed us for the payment of the postage 1 charge. And so we didn't have enough to make that negative, which is good for us. Then in September, there is a negative computer services charge, and you'll see that on the itemized list as a credit. That is for all of the applicable COT charges that can be found under HAVA. So we move those charges from general funds to federal funds, and you'll see a corresponding debit on the HAVA election security page on 22 in that amount. All other transactions are typical transactions for each account and interest accumulation. And then your summary page is your last page of where we stand. I'll be happy to answer any questions if you have any questions about particular transactions or in general.
Any questions? Well, if not, do we have a motion to approve the financial reports as submitted? A second?
A second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you very much. Do you want to do the proclamations at the end? Is that all right? We'll come back to that. Stephanie, would you like to go on behalf? This is Stephanie Schumacher, who's the president of the County Clerks Association, and she's joining us today on behalf of the KCCA. Hi, Stephanie.
Good morning, Secretary Adams and board members. Thank you. First, I would like to welcome retired clerks Sue Carol Perry and Julie Griggs to the board. We're so appreciative of you agreeing to be on the list of considered appointments, and we think you'll be a great asset. So thank you both. I'd also like to thank Lynn Lane and James Lewis for their years of service representing KCCA as well. So thanks to both of them. As far as clerks, I don't really have any news to report. We're all 3 weeks out from today, so we're in the midst of training and preparation and absentee ballots and all that fun stuff before Election Day. So that's pretty much clerk world right now.
Anything you're seeing that you would want us to know about, or anything that we might see that you want to ask us about?
No, I can't say that nor that I've heard. It seems to be kind of quiet and among clerks. I've heard varying numbers as far as absentee ballots across the state. So I think that part will be interesting at the end of the day. But no, I think it's fine.
The number of absentee ballots requested as of now is a lot lower than at the same point a year ago, but I don't know if that's because COVID's perceived to have receded and fewer people feel concerned and feel the need to vote remotely, or if that's a sign of turnout being lower. I don't know which it is yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Secretary.
Next is Executive Director.
Well, and again, I don't have a lot to report. It is, election coming up, 21 days away. And just as the clerks and your office as well, we're all focused on getting to November 7th. I will just mention a few important days. The absentee portal does close on October 24th at 11:59. So if you're looking to apply for your absentee ballot, you must do it by October 24th. 11:59 p.m. I will say, and Stephanie mentioned, and I believe Secretary Adams also mentioned, as of yesterday at 1 o'clock, we had received 35,485 requests statewide for absentee ballots. That information we post on our landing page for the public to see, and it's on the page in a spreadsheet by county. So if you'd like to see your county's request for absentee ballots, and that will be posted all the way up to Election Day for all absentee voting. And as you said, in the general 22, the total number of absentee ballots requested in November of 22 was 82,529. So we don't have that much time between now and when the portal closes on the 24th. And as you said, not sure what that means, but feel free to go to our website. We'll be updating that information. We try to do it on Friday afternoon. So it's at elect.ky.gov. Or call our office and we'll help you navigate to find it. Another is coming up is the 6-day in-person excused absentee voting. That is on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, October 25th, 26th, 27th. Then the following Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, which is October 30th, October 31st, and November 1st. The next period of time to vote with no excuse is the 3-day early absentee voting. And those dates are November 2nd, 3rd, and 4th on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday before Election Day. And of course, we have Election Day on November 7th. Those polls are open from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Another reminder is that if you did vote absentee, that ballot has to be turned back into the clerk by 6 p.m. on Election Day, November 7th. I will add that the polling locations are available with the times on the 6-day and the 3-day voting if you choose to vote in person. And of course, on Election Day, those polling locations and times open to the public are on govote.ky.gov, or feel free to call your local county clerk's office, or you can call the State Board of Elections and we'll assist you in finding that polling location for yourself. And again, our focus is November 7th, as many are in the state right now. The only thing else I had to ask or add is if Richard has anything to say about the reapportionment process that we're doing right now.
Most of the counties should be finished up with reapportionment by now. And then they're going to be getting their precinct lines adjusted to that and doing any consolidations or any changes they need on the precinct lines. That's slowed down excessively here, getting ready for the election, which is expected. I suspect right after the election, if everything that'll pick up, and we'll be busy throughout the rest of the year making those changes, getting that all ready, so it's in place by January 1.
And that concludes my report.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Chairman.
Is there any other business for the board today? Hearing none, we have 2 items left. One is we have a couple of proclamations. Thank you. So I'd like to read you a proclamation by the board that we're proposing the board approve and then issue to our former members who just retired, James Lewis and Lynn Lane. I'll read this real quick. To all to whom these presents shall come, a resolution in appreciation and recognition of Mr. James Lewis, Ms. Lynn Lane, for their commitment to the charge and work of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Whereas they have faithfully upheld the legislative mandate of the State Board of Elections. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the State Board of Elections expresses its sincere and heartfelt gratitude to them for their years of service as dedicated members of this board, done this 17th day of October. And so we're grateful for their service to the board and all their help, in particular getting us through the last few difficult but very rewarding years. And so with that, I'll take a motion to approve these. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Well, if you're out there watching in TV land, Lynn and James, thank you for your service, and we'll get these out to you with our signatures.
Land's in Florida. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds pretty good.
I think she was going to Orange Beach and then coming back and going forward.
So that takes us just to the end, confirming our next meeting date will be November 7th at 6 a.m. To 7 p.m. on Election Day. We convene as soon as the polls open, and then we stand at ease off and on for the next 13 hours. Usually we come back in at 1, I think, for business, and then go into recess again, and then come back at 7 p.m. When the polls close in the Eastern time zone. And so that'll be our next meeting. And with that, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed?